Hi and welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway where I live with my husband and our 3 boys. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you're here for the first time. Here I talk about knitting and knitting projects and yarn, and if that's something that you're interested in, I hope you have time to sit down for a while and find your knitting or your crochet something good to drink, and that you have time to spend a little while with me. That would be very nice. I have timestamps on this episode, so feel free to skip ahead if there is something you don't want to listen to. And I also have information about everything I talk about in the description box below. There I have links to my Instagram, Ravelry. I have links to my Ravelry projects and podcasts I talk about and so on. Yes, so I hope you are ready for some knitting and chatting. It's early in the morning, so I have my coffee. It's about 8 in the morning, and I just wanted to wake up early so I could have a quiet house. It's a summer holiday here, and my kids are home, my husband is home, so I just want to wake up early. So I had some quiet time to record and just enjoy some time together with you. Although I'm just talking to my camera, but I feel you are out there. So I just want to spend some time with you in the quiet in the morning, and I need my coffee. So let's just start with FOs. My first FO is what I'm wearing, and it's the Spring Bloom Tee by Humble Knit. I have knitted this in Dale Lerke. It's a wool and cotton blend. It's 8165 bright green. It's a very nice pattern. The only thing is that the charts are very small, and I had trouble reading it because it was so small. Maybe it's my eyesight, I don't know, but it took some really detective work to find out what was the chart saying, but I got there in the end. And it's really beautiful lace on these arms. So I am happy I didn't give up. This is the size medium. I've used needles 3 and 4 millimeters. It weighs 300 grams, so I used about 6 balls of the Dale Lerke for this. Yeah, what can I say about it? I did knit one arm done, and I realized it was too wide around my arm here, so I ripped back the ribbing and I decreased more than the pattern said I should do. I think I decreased 12 stitches more than you were supposed to, because I didn't like it when it was wide, so I wanted it more fitted around. So I'm quite happy with it now. Other modifications I did, it was when I tried it on, I thought it was a little bit too big, so I also decreased in the sides. Like every 10 rounds I decreased 2 stitches on each side, and I did that 4 times, I think. but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The only thing I don't like is this. I could have divided for sleeves higher up or have less fabric here. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know how to do that when you have this lace and all. But maybe I could just have knitted the size down. But oh well, it's done. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The length is okay. It's not too cropped, but not too long. And I'm wearing it with a high-waisted jeans today, so it's perfect for that. Yeah, nothing more exciting to say about that one, but it's done, and I'm pretty happy with how it is. I think the lace is beautiful. Yeah, and I like the color. Okay, the next one I have done, finished. Had I started this last time? I don't think so. But this is the Brightest Tee by Lily Kate France, or Lily Kate Makes on Instagram and YouTube. If you've been here before, you know that I've knitted 2 of these Brightest Tee before. This is knitted in advent calendar I had last year through the Wardrobe yarn. In December we wear pink, that was called, and it was 100 gram skein that was in that calendar, and so I've used that, and I've used some of the scraps from the minis that was in the calendar too, and I just knitted in those scraps just randomly into here, alternating with the 100 gram skein. They were in the same color range, if you can say so. Size 3, knitted on needles, 225 and 2.5 millimeters, so pretty thin needles, but I really love this pattern. It's great, and it goes by really fast, even though it's small, thin needles. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it is. And you can see that there are some yarn overs in the sides, some holes, and some ribbing. It's a nice detail in the sides. Yeah, it weighs 130 grams, so it's not much yarn that you need, which is something that I really love. And I think this is my favorite summer top to wear. It has a great fit, and yeah, I just really enjoy using this Brightest Tee. I've used the 2 others I have a lot, and I don't think this is the last one I'm going to knit. Because I need only that one skein and some scraps, and I'm good for my size. And also for size 4 I also did the same. So that's great. So I really, really, really love this. It's perfect in every way. I think I said last time that I was afraid that it might be a bit big, but it's not. It fits perfectly. So that's my Brightest Tee. Last week I tried to cast on the Petal Party Crop by Samantha Guerin 3 times, and I struggled. I cast on once and I knitted a bit and it was too big, and then I ripped it back and I cast on again, and it was, yeah, it was whole. I didn't like the fabric I got. It was too see-through. I am a very loose knitter, and I think I knit even looser with the plant fibers like linen and cotton, and yeah. So I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. I didn't knit a lot, but I had to rip back and start again several times, and then I just gave up. I have fatigue, so I have had like a down period. It goes up and down, so I've been really exhausted, more than usual, and my head is like foggy, and yeah, so that petal party crop just had to I had to put it away because it was just too much to understand and focus on, and I couldn't. The letters just crossed in front of my eyes, so I gave that up. And I thought I need something simple, something that's not difficult and complicated. And so I have some scraps from a project that I crocheted a couple of years ago. It was a unicorn handbag. And I had bought drops saffron for that. That's cotton yarn. And I had a lot of scraps because I didn't use a lot of the different colors I had. And I thought, okay, maybe I can use this for something. And I have a pattern in my Ravelry library called, or the link to the pattern is more correct, called Seacrest by Ashley Lillis. It's a free pattern, but there's a link on Ravelry that goes to a website where you write in your email and you get the pattern on email, which was very nice. And it's a just plain boxy oversized summer top, and here it is. So that's my unicorn colored Seacrest. I can start with the different colors. It's drops saffron, as I said, and this down here is 5 light purple, no, light blue purple actually, and the white one is not drop saffron. It's a thin crochet yarn, it's called. I don't know where it's from or what brand, but it's white. It's very thin. I think it's about, I think this skein was 100 grams and it was 600-700 meters on that. So it's cotton, so I just took 2 strands and held together to get the same thickness and used that there. And the next one is 50 light ice blue and 7 gray, and this one is light pink and it's 1. So I knitted size ta-da-da! Didn't I write what size I knitted? No, I did not. But I have some notes from my Norwegian podcast here, so I know I wrote it there. Size 1 on 4mm needles. So this was a very straightforward, easy pattern. Didn't require any thinking, which was just what I needed. You cast on an amount of stitches for your size, bottom up, which is not my favorite, but that's okay. You knit a little short ribbing, and then you just knit in stockinette for as long as you want. Could have a dress even. No. Yeah, you just knit around and around until you decide that you want to split for sleeves, and then you knit the back back and forth, and then you knit the front back and forth, and when you get to the neck you just knit the one side back and forth, and you knit the other side back and forth, and then you take up stitches for the neck and for the arms or sleeves, and just knit a little ribbing. Very easy. And then you have to seam the shoulders together. So easy peasy. It's very nice to have on. It's very boxy and big, and I just knitted it for fun. It was scraps that I had, so fun project, easy. I can recommend a pattern. It's very nice and easy, as I said 100 times now. How much did it weigh? That I don't know either. I'm such a bad, I have bad notes today. Oh, I haven't written down how much it weighs, but it stands here. Yeah, so that was a fun, easy project. And I'm not sure I'm going to wear it a lot, but it would be perfect on the beach over a bikini or a swimsuit, but I'm not at the beach very often, and when I'm at the beach I'm knitting, and I'm not a beachy person, so yeah. But I can use it with some jeans or something when I want some unicorn colors. Actually, this reminds me of ice cream. Because here in Norway we have an ice cream called tricolor, which is 3 colors. And it's the strawberry, and it's the chocolate, and it's the vanilla, and this is the pistachio ice cream, which is my favorite. So it reminds me of ice cream, and that is, ice cream is summer for me, because I love ice cream in the summer. So when I was done with that, I had some scraps left from that project, so I just want to knit it up. And since it's cotton, I just thought I will knit a dishcloth. And I found a free pattern on Ravelry called Gramma's Dishcloth, because of course I could just knit a dishcloth without a pattern because it's easy, but I didn't want to think at all. I just wanted to have it served. Do this. So I found Gramma's Dishcloth by PJ Allen. It's a free pattern, and I used the same colors as I used in my Seacrest, and here it is. So I can be in the kitchen and match. That's nice. I knitted this on 4mm needles, and actually I had a lot of fun knitting this. That surprised me a lot. I really enjoyed knitting this dishcloth. And by the way, I think knitted dishcloths are the best. So actually I'm thinking that I want to knit more of these. I want to make them for gifts. So I want to get my hands on more cotton yarn. Actually, I really would like to find some self-striping cotton or color changing cotton yarn. That would be nice, because I like when it's different colors, but I would like to avoid having to weaving a lot of ends. So I have to try and find some color changing cotton yarn. I haven't found that with the Norwegian brands that I've looked at, so, and I would like it to be something that's available here in Norway, but we'll see if I can find that. That would be fun. So that's my dishcloth, and the last finished object today is another Musselburgh hat. Ta-da! Musselburgh is the best hat pattern. No, it's a great hat pattern, which we are many that loves. It's by Isolde Teague, and yeah, it's just so great. I knitted the size child small adult on needles 3.5 millimeters, and it's the Through the Wardrobe yarn Advent Calendar 2022. In December we wear pink. Yay! So now I've knitted 2 sweaters, this summer top and this hat from that yarn, and I still have scraps that will go into my Cozy Memories blanket. It's the Advent that keeps on giving. So I've gotten so much out of this Advent calendar, so I'm happy. So I guess you all know about the Musselburgh, and I talked about it last time, and I've talked about it many times, and many people have talked about this, but it's a tube. And you cast on and you knit, and yeah, you increase and then you knit and decrease. It's a very, very great pattern, as I said. If you were here last time, you might remember that I said I wasn't really happy with how it was looking, because it was very see-through. I didn't like, it was very uneven, my stitches. I wasn't happy with how it was, but after a wash it is perfect. It just made it all look so much better, and it's so soft and nice. It is sock yarn merino nylon blend, but it's so soft and squishy. I really like it. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. Like the pink fade. It's not a fade actually, because I didn't have the colors in the right order, but it doesn't really matter. Still really like it. And this is going to be a gift. Yeah, so that's all my finished objects today. On my needles I have a few things. Something that you have seen before. I didn't show it last time, but I started it a while ago, and it's the Italian summer scarf by an Italian knitter. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Very easy, nice scarf. It's supposed to be knitted in Sandnes line, but I wanted to use something that I had in my stash, which was some scraps from a summer top, which is something called, or it's from Mrs. Fox yarn, but it's called Thin Shawl yarn, and it's a blend of 70% merino, 20% silk and 10% cashmere, so it's really soft. Oh, I could fall asleep again now. It's so squishy. Anyway, it's really thin. It's 600 meters and 100 grams, and I'm knitting on 2.25 millimeter needles, so it doesn't go by really fast, but I have gotten some progress. Here it is. So I started to decrease now. So I had some scraps left from the Sora top, that I knitted, which is a pattern by Anna Daku in the Bluebird box. So I wanted to use up the leftovers. I had a lot left. I had about 80 grams left maybe. So I split it in two balls, so I could knit the one ball or increase until it was nothing left, and then start on the next one and decrease. This is going to be such a lovely squishy scarf, not only for summer I think, but for fall, spring, and it's just this nice whole pattern. Yeah, it's going to be so nice. It's since it's so thin yarn and thin needles, I can't knit on this so much because it hurts my fingers a bit. So I only knit, it's like a 10 round repeat, so I knit one of those or two of those each day, and eventually it will be done. But yeah, I really am looking forward to the finished product. But something funny happened here. Here is where I changed yarn. And I have been counting my stitches over and over again, so I will have right amount of stitches, so it won't be like uneven like it's here. And I don't know what happened here. I am sure I had the correct amount of stitches, but I don't mind. I'm going to have this myself, I'm fairly certain, and yeah, maybe it will be nice in blocking, or if it isn't, I'm going to have it wrapped around my throat, my neck. So yeah, it's okay. It will be okay. But it's a nice little project. And the next I have on my needles is another Moonset Tee, and now the yarn itches me. The Moonset Tee by Osetta. I have knitted one of these before, and I am knitting in Viking Bambino, the same yarn that I used for the last one, because I really like that yarn. It's really, I don't know, light and so nice to have on, and yeah. So here it is. Let me see if I can hold it up for you. Really, really like this V-neck with the crossover here. I have to sew this at some point to the back of the neck. But this is how far I have come. Not stressing with it because I already have one, but I really like the one I have. I use it a lot. Yeah, it's the Viking Bambino in the color 415, which is called gray. I think it's maybe, yeah, it's maybe gray, but more like a bluish gray. Last time I knitted the size small. This time I'm knitting the size extra small because the small was a little bit too big for me. Not because, it's because I have gauge issues, as I've discussed many times, and small is not the size that I'm supposed to knit. It's the size over. But because of my gauge and everything, I decided for a small last time. And it was a bit too big, so I had to do some modifications to make it fit me. And I'm happy with how it turned out, so that's okay. But I wanted to try the extra small this time and see if this can be a better fit. And I can do it as it says in the pattern this time. That would be nice. I haven't tried it on yet. I know I should have done that, but I think it's going to be nice. It's a great pattern. I really like the Moonset series. Yeah. What can I say? Extra small. on 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles. I have had a lot of trouble with the yarn this time. It's a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's been so, it is splitty, but some parts in the ball of yarn, it's like it's been split up and it becomes a lot of knots in it, and it's not possible to fix it. So I have to cut it, and I don't like to have a lot of ends to weave in this kind of fabric, like with linen and with this bamboo yarn. And when you weave in the ends, you can see it very clearly. If you don't, I try to split the yarn in smaller strands, so it won't be so obvious where you have weaved in your ends. But since I'm splitting it, it takes a longer time to weave in the ends, so I don't want to have a lot of ends. So that's been kind of frustrating. It's at least 2 balls of this yarn that's been like that. I haven't had that issue before with this yarn, so I think it's just once off with maybe this batch of yarn. I don't know, but it's frustrating anyway. But anyway, I'm happy with how it's turning out, and I'm just chugging along. It's not something that I really stress with. I never stress with my knitting, but some things you really want to finish faster than others. And I'm looking forward for the finished project here, but I have another one, so it's no rush. But it will be nice. Okay, that's what that. Which bag are for you here? Just need a sip of coffee. It is early in the morning, as I said, and I just feel my throat is cracking. Okay, on to the next. I have looked at some shorts, knitted shorts. I can't remember when this pattern came out, but I feel like it's a year or 2 ago. And there were several podcasters knitting this, and I thought it was really cool. And I really wanted to try to knit the shorts because I just want to see how is the construction, and yeah, learn something new. But I haven't gotten around to doing it until now. I had this drop spell yarn in my stash, which I bought 2 or 3 years ago in a sale. It was half off. So I bought 7 or 8 balls of it for almost nothing, and I had it in my stash for the longest time, as I said. I think I haven't knitted with it yet because I don't know about this color. I liked it when I bought it. Maybe I like the price even better. I don't know. But it's color 4. It's dandelion. Yeah. But then I suddenly decided I wanted to knit with this, and I wanted to knit the Hemingway shorts by Lara Booth, because that is knitted in drop spell. So I bought the pattern, I printed it out, I looked at it, and I was like so overwhelmed by all the text, and again the letters just flowed before my eyes. It was and as I said, I have had a down period with my fatigue, so my brain was not, yeah, it was such a brain fog. So I was so, oh no, why did I get this pattern? I will never be able to knit this. because I think it's a great pattern. It's so customizable. Is that right? You can there's different options for waist shaping and this and that, and but you have to do some math and calculations, and I was not in the headspace for that at all. And the thing about this project was that I didn't really care if it fits me. I just want to try and knit the shorts, and I want to use this yarn, and I don't really care if it fits me perfectly. So I decided to just skip over all of these waist shaping options and that, and I think it's great that it's there, but for me it wasn't the time. Maybe another time, maybe. But I just want to start knitting. So I did. Here it is. Ta-da! I am knitting the size 1 because, again, gauge. So size 1 is not the size that I'm supposed to knit if I had the right gauge, but I don't. So I'm knitting size 1 on needle 3mm, and I have tried it on and it fits me. It fits me. So happy about that. And it's really comfortable to have on. Yeah. The only thing is, as I said earlier, I have trouble to get a nice even fabric when I knit with cotton and linen yarns. So drop spell is the same content as Sandnes Line. So it's cotton and linen and viscose, and it's not very even. So it's a little bit see-through. So when I tried it on, I had this red underwear. Then you saw it right through. It was really nice. So maybe I won't wear this out and about, but that's okay. I can use it at home. And I just have to buy some nice underwear in a color that blends more with this. But it annoys me that I'm such a loose knitter. When I knitted this with the merino yarn, this is sock yarn, so merino and nylon. It's not a problem. It gets very nice and even, and it's not see-through at all. But with this kind of yarn, oh, I'm struggling. But I don't care. As I said, I just wanted to try and knit the shorts, and I wanted to use up my drop spell. So this is how far. This is going to be pockets. At some point there will be some fabric here. And I just have to knit one more leg, which went by really fast. So I've knitted them a bit longer than the pattern says to do, because I don't want it really short. But it's fun to try, and it's nice with the... Okay, my brain just stopped. I can't find the word in English now. Yes. Well, we just keep going. Just forget it. It's this stretchy band. I can't remember the name. Oh, yeah. You understand, but it's nice. So that is fun to knit on when I just decided to forget about all the fancy options. But it is really a good pattern. It's just me and my brain that's not... Yeah, it's not working. So, yeah. So that is fun. And then, as I said, I need easy knitting these days. Something that is not a lot of complicated things. And I've also seen this pattern I think maybe, was it last year or the year before, I saw several podcasters knitting this and I thought, oh, that's a nice top. It's just an easy top. It's called Vegas top, and I'm sure many of you know what top that is. It's by Susanne Miller. And here is how far I have come on this, and this is Sannes Line. I bought this on sale again. So they didn't have a lot of color selections and not a lot of balls in the same color. So I found 3 balls of this color, which I thought was a very nice color. This is 4361 light aubergine. I think it's a discontinued color. I think that's why it was so cheap. And this was also discontinued, I think. This is light beige. I haven't written the color number for this one, but so I thought maybe not that it wouldn't be enough with 3 balls for this top. Now I'm thinking maybe it would be enough. But it's nice with stripes. I like stripes, so I went for that. I'm knitting the size small because gauge and on 3.5mm needles. So it's a really nice, easy project. You start with knitting the back from the top, and yeah, and you knit the front and you connect in the round and you knit and knit until you're happy with the length. And I think it's I-cord that's going to be on the neck and sleeves. I'm not sure, but I think so. So nice, easy project, very mindless, which I like, and it's fun with stripes because it goes by, feels like it goes by faster when you can look forward to another color for a few rows. Yeah, so that is my Vegas top, and I think I want to knit this also in some Viking bamboo yarn that I have left over from my slow down sweater, which was really pink. I have enough to make a Vegas top in that, so I think I will use that for that, because I like to have this kind of tops like this and this because it's so easy to put on. You can have a nice shirt over it, and yeah. So I think that's my last work in progress. Yeah. Now is the time in the podcast where I normally talk about acquisitions and plans, but I don't have any acquisitions. I have plans. I have so many plans, but I don't know what comes next for me. I want to knit the Petal Party crop, which I cast on so many times. I want to start that again, but I just have to be in the right headspace. Yeah, and I have Anna Daku is coming with a new summer top pattern. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's in testing right now. Anna Daku of the Bluebird box. And it's so nice. It has this nice detail on the shoulders. So I want to knit that when it comes. I don't know when that is, but I have yarn for it, so I'm ready. Yeah, and there's so many things I want to knit. And I have yarn for a lot of them. So I'm still very much in the summer knitting mode. I love summer knits. I think maybe I could knit summer knits all year. So it's sad that the summer here in Norway is really short. And this year we had a few weeks with beautiful weather, and it was warm and it was sunny and nice, but now it's been raining for a long time. We had a few we had a day with some sun, and I was at the beach that day. But it's just a day in between all the rain, so I think it's sunny tomorrow. Yay! So we just have to enjoy the days we get with sun, and the other days we have to stay in and knit. I like that too, so that's okay, but I would like to have some more beautiful summer days. Yeah. We have a lot of grey days here in Norway. A lot of cold and rainy and snowy days. So we just have to soak in all the summer sunny days that we can get. But that was a lot of ramble about that. Yeah. So that's my no acquisitions, but any plans. But you just have to stay tuned to see what comes next on my needles. So in the first episode of every new month, I go through my annual plan for the previous month. I have an annual plan for the whole year, and that I have an episode about that I had in the beginning of the year, where I've written down all the projects that I have yarn for, that I want to knit them. Some of them I had yarn for years, and it's projects that I really want to knit but I haven't gotten around to. So now I've written them down in this book to try and get through them this year. So how is that going? In June, I only knitted one planned project. Yeah, one planned project. And that's the calendar hat 2019. That's the only one. Yeah, so not great. But I knitted a lot from my stash last month, so that's a win too, because I like to get to knit from my stash. So actually I knitted a lot of things from my stash. I knitted, that wasn't planned, but it was a stash yarn. So that was my Wilfreda sweater, it was the little brother's romper, it was some domino squares. We have a few podcasters here in Norway that are going to have something, or how can I explain this? You know, there are awareness months for different cancer types, and in September it's for the cancer for, or kids cancer. Yeah, different types of cancer, but it's awareness about kids and cancer. Yeah, and we call it the gold month, I think. I didn't explain that very well, but they are going to have a fundraiser in September where there are designers that have made patterns, and all the income is going to this fundraiser, and there are yarn dyer that have dyed a special yarn for this, and so on. And there's a lady that has asked, that she is a Norwegian podcaster, she has asked everyone to knit this domino squares and send to her, and she puts it together to be a blanket, and she will have an auction for this blanket, I think. And I think it's blankets now because so many people have knitted squares. Yeah, so that was one of my things that I knitted in June that was also from stash. And I knitted the Garticardi, which is use fingering scraps for the cardigan. So I used a lot there. And the Ripple bralette was also, and the Brightest Tee, this one. So that was a lot out of stash. So I'm really pleased with myself. But I also knitted two things that were new yarn and wasn't planned, but it was the Seaborn Tee and the Thanx Tee. So all in all, although I only knitted one planned project in June, I got a lot of knitting from stash. So yay! I knitted 1,709.3 grams in June. Yes. So since it's been half a year now, so the first 6 months I've knitted 8,327.8 grams of yarn. So what was from stash and what is new yarn? I have knitted 4,745.1 grams from stash. So new yarn is 3,582.7 grams. So I have knitted more from stash than I have knitted of new yarn. So I'm quite pleased. I could do better, but it's not a competition. It's only, I'm a planner, so I like to have an overview, and I think it's fun just to see how much I can knit from stash and from, yeah, I think it's fun. And it's not because I'm going to show you how much I've been knitting or how much can I get done in a year. It's just because I think it's fun, and I think that if you like to have an overview, that's great. If you don't like it, that's great. You knit in your tempo, and you knit. If you don't finish anything in a month, that's great. If you finish 10 things, that's great. If you finish one thing, that's great. The most important thing is that you have fun with your knitting, and you enjoy it, and you do it in your tempo, and there's no pressure to do anything. You just do what's best for you, and I do what's best for me in terms of knitting, of course. I think the most important thing is to have fun. Yeah, and I do. I have fun, and I like to have this plan and this overview. I think, yeah, I like that. So if you don't like that, I hope you already have skipped this chapter of the episode. Or, yeah, I hope so. I have watched quite a few new podcasters lately, and that's a lot of fun. So I want to recommend a couple to you. I want to recommend a Knitting Eyelets podcast. She's a brand new podcaster. She is I'm sorry, I have to look. Saskia. I'm probably saying that wrong, so I'm very sorry. Saskia. She's from Switzerland. She's it's a very nice podcast, very inspirational. She only have one episode out so far, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, she's knitting on a lot of beautiful things, and she's self-drafting a tee. She didn't find the tee she wanted to knit, so she's just making up something of her own, which I really admire, because that's something that I don't know if I could do. Really want to try it, but I think it's fun to see other people being creative and go outside of the patterns that are already there. And so I'm excited to see how that tee turns out. Hopefully in her next episode she will show it, but I can really recommend it, the knitting eyelets. And I also want to recommend another podcast which I've been following for a while. It's the Knotted Knits. It's Amy. I think she's in the States, if I'm not mistaken. That's a really calm, nice podcast. It is it's just this calmness around Amy, and really enjoy it. She has a very sweet cat that joins her from time to time. Right now she's really on a sock knitting kick, which I really find a lot of joy in watching, because I really want to be better at knitting socks. So yeah, that's a lot of inspiration, and she knits a lot of other things too, but right now it's a lot of socks, which I quite enjoy watching. So I highly recommend the Knotted Knits as well. Yeah, so take a look at knitting eyelets and knotted knits. In the end of July, it's 2 years since I recorded my first English podcast episode. I can't believe it's been 2 years already. And I just want to say thank you to all of you that is out there and spending your precious time, or some of your precious time, together with me. I appreciate it so much. I really love to connect with knitters around the world, which I feel that I've done through this channel. I feel I have gotten a lot of new knitting friends around the world. Even though I don't meet you face to face, I feel we have like a connection through our beautiful hobby. So I just want to thank you all so much. You mean a lot to me. I don't know you personally, but I feel like I know you anyway. It's maybe strange to say, but I feel like you're my friends. So I'm so thankful to all of you. So I want to say thank you through a giveaway, just to give something back to some of you that watch my episodes. I want to give away 2 copies of the Wilfreda sweater by Wenche Roald. She is a Norwegian designer, but the Wilfreda sweater is also in English, so I really want to share that with you. 2 of you that are watching my podcast. I put up a picture of my Wilfreda. I have another one planned, so it's a really nice pattern. It's like the Ranunculus or the Love Note. It has the same, it's knitted on in the same gauge. I think it's on 6mm needles. It goes by really fast, and it has a fun like cable pattern. So I hope some of you would like to receive that. If you want to join the giveaway, please write Wilfreda in your comment. I will write the spelling on the screen here. So if that's something that you would like to win, then please write Wilfreda, and I will pick a winner or 2 winners in the next episode, which I'm hoping will be in 2 weeks. So today it's the 13th of July. I'm not sure if I will get the chance to put out this episode today, but if not, it's tomorrow, and then yeah. So you will see, but it will be about 2 weeks until I will pick 2 winners. So yeah, thank you so much again for being here. I said it so many times, but I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you who spend time with me. And with that, I think I will wrap up this episode. I hope you are well, whatever season it is where you are. Hope you're healthy and that you have something fun on the needles or on your crochet hook. I am so thankful for you being here. Thank you for the beautiful comments that you leave me, and for the thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed but you enjoy the content here, then please consider subscribing. That helps out my channel and helps me share my joy for knitting to more people. Yeah. But I just wish you all happy knitting, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for today. See you.